Hey everyone, Adam here from Arcadia Electronics. Welcome to the PLL Organ Synthesizer build tutorial. Today, we're putting together this awesome little DIY synth kit. As you may know, this kit lets you build a synth that captures the classic sound of the 60s organ. It's a fun hand-on project perfect for DIY enthusiasts. Here's the main PCB, the brain of the synth. Check out all the well-labeled components and their spots. It makes our job a lot easier. Next up, we have the push buttons for the keyboard. There are 24 in total, so let's get them out of the bag. Here is a close-up of one push button. Make sure you align the pins properly and fit it snugly into its spot on the PCB. These push buttons are not polarized components, so it doesn't matter which way they are placed, but they should be inserted horizontally into their footprint on the PCB. Now let's get all the push buttons in place. I'll speed up this part for you, but take your time to make sure each one is fitted correctly. So, all 24 push buttons are in place on the PCB, but we haven't soldered them yet. Let's flip the PCB and take a close look. It's super important that all the pins have passed through to the other side of the solder pads. If you find any that need a little adjustment, use needle nose pliers to flatten and secure them against the PCB, just like this. Here is a loose push button. We'll do the same thing to make sure it sits tight on the PCB. This prep work is crucial before we start soldering. Alright, time to start soldering. Quick safety note, always work in a well-ventilated area and make sure your soldering iron is clean and at the right temperature. So the PCB is facing me with the solder pad exposed. I'm dipping the solder iron in solder paste and cleaning it up. Next, I put some 0.8 mm rosin core solder on the tip and start soldering the pads. I'll go pad by pad, making sure each joint is clean and solid. This part may take a while, so we'll speed it up to save time. Here, I found a push button that wasn't placed properly. After soldering the others, I flipped the PCB to inspect it closely. See this bent pin? It didn't go through the pad properly. I'll correct it and solder the last push button. Finally, I inspect all the solder points on both the bottom and top layers to make sure everything looks good. And there you have it, keyboard assembled.